Hello, hello.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
That's right.
I can't believe this is the first time I thought to say that.
And who knows when people are actually listening to this? It could be the evening. It could be the middle of the night.
Right.
We
Well,
don't
in
know.
case people don't know or haven't picked up,
Mhm.
you're on the
I'm
East
Kaylin,
Coast,
and on the
Oh,
East Coast.
and I'm West Coast Cynthia.
Well, I like where this is going. Well, this is Intuitive Hypnotherapy Podcast,
where we invite you to come for the chat, stay for the healing.
I'm going to have West Coast Cynthia in my head now. You're going to have this new character and everything.
Like West Coast Customs. I think
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
a shop. Yes, because that's my new moniker. What
I like
what did
it.
the surfers do?
I think so. I'm not cool.
I am the bar is very low for my cool factor.
Right. It's Thanksgiving week,
It is.
which is crazy.
Have you started cooking?
Not yet. I did the grocery store 2 days ago,
Yeah.
Sunday. And I normally order, I think we've talked about this. I normally order groceries. But Sunday, I hadn't put my order in yet. And I was like, I'll just go. Then I remembered why I order groceries. But it actually wasn't too bad because my responsibility, we go 2 places. So I sign up for the same thing, both places. So I don't have to, do anything too crazy. And it is like a corn casserole kind of thing.
What is that thumping sound?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't hear it.
Huh.
I'm leaning into the computer.
No,
like
it's not doing it now.
Really?
Interesting. Yeah,
I don't know what it
like
is.
somebody was like drumming on a pipe or something. I don't know why I'm so pale.
It's the bright light.
Well, I turned it way down, or I thought I did.
I mess around with those things and I can never find lighting, but I don't.
There's my different colors.
But yes, they had everything I needed. So
oh,
I have
look,
not
I'm
started
Carrie
cooking.
Lake. Ooh, floating head.
I like it.
So you went and got your groceries. Oh, that's even brighter. Oh, I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Yeah, you're going to be blinded. You're going to see that ring once you get off here. Holy moly.
I just want to dim it down a little bit. Okay, there.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew.
Are you all right? Do you see stars?
Of my neurology. My goodness. And for those of you just listening to the podcast and not watching us on YouTube, I was dinking around with my ring light in my new, this is my home. This is my kitchen behind us. You won't see this in the future because I will have dug out my green screen. But there's my rack of tools. There's my coffee maker, my tea stash. And I think it's California law that you have to have some fresh fruit on your counter at all times.
Oh, yeah. Is it a lime or a lemon? I can't tell.
It is a lemon. Yes, it is a lemon from my neighbor. Yes. Really? Yes. She has a like a bucket that attaches to the outside of her gate, and she just fills it up with lemons and limes and
from her trees, I assume, right?
Yes. I'm like, hey, neighbors with avocados and persimmons.
Right. Speaking of avocados, I did make some guac.
Yeah.
Earlier this week. Yeah, that was my lunch today, was Triscuits and guac.
Have you watched Only Murders in This Building or Only Murder in the Building?
I see the previews and I want to watch it, but I just never get back to it. Good.
And this isn't a shameless plug. It is so good.
Is it?
And Martin Short's character lives on dips. And so we said guacamole and Trix.
Yes. Yep. I've got a friend who she and her husband watch it, and she said he likes it too, and it's really good.
God, they get so much information in a 30-minute, and it's only 30-minute episodes. It's
30 minutes.
Yeah,
at least an hour.
Completely hooked, and it's such a diverse cast. And somebody asked the Martin Short character, he goes, have you lost weight? He goes, it's the dips.
I wish I could lose weight on dips, but no, it's just the opposite.
So try your Triscuits and guac diet.
Right.
We'll throw it into the virtual gastric band sesh.
I was just about to say, I'll report back how that goes.
Recipes to follow.
Oh, yes. So no cooking yet. Cooking, well, I probably won't do it till Thursday morning because it's not something it's not a lot of work, I guess I should say. And when you're just bringing one side, it's not too bad.
Oh, lucky you.
Yes.
Lucky
I've done
you.
the turkey before. I've had people over before, but not this year.
Gotta
So,
stop leaning on my hand or else
are you?
well, I'm gonna have a TaskRabbiter over on
Yes.
Thanksgiving, for
Yes.
which I will be very thankful.
Exactly.
And I will tip him handsomely.
Nice. What are they going to be working on?
Well,
Right. What
I
was
said
that
before
term
we
you
got on,
used?
I said from closing my office and bringing a lot of stuff to my apartment, I have created zombionts in my living space. So
Yes.
my outer world is effectively mirroring my inner world right now.
Zombionts.
So we're gonna start dimming my zombionts, just moving shit around and an extra set of hands and
Yeah. So they just come in and you say, put that there kind of thing?
totally.
I've not used a TaskRabbit.
I'm giving 2 shameless plugs.
You have.
Sponsors, take
Well,
note.
I was just going to say, maybe we start talking sponsors. Just
Well,
let's go
there
back
are
to
other,
listen.
I won't use that term anymore. There are other helpful
Helpers.
helpers that you can find. But what's nice about these particular companies is everybody's vetted.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
back in the day, I used to hire somebody off of Craigslist, and I helped this guy.
Better than the corner.
Right. Well, and I helped
Slightly.
this one guy make business cards for his business,
Mhm.
and he ended up stealing my daughter's allowance, and I'm like,
Ew. Yeah.
So at least through these companies,
Okay.
they're vetted, and so it's kind of like Uber, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you contract them, and you get them to do whatever hours you want, and
Mhm.
you can pick different ones, and different people have different rates and
Nice.
have different specialties. Like somebody might be good at unpacking and unpacking. Somebody might be good at painting or odd
Ooh.
jobs.
Yeah.
They even have a category, I kid you not, waiting in line. You can hire somebody to wait in line, for example, for concert tickets or a movie, Star Wars.
Do you I'm speechless. do you send them the money and they do the stuff, or do they just tell you, hey, I'm getting to the beginning of the
you
line?
contract them through the app.
That's awesome.
And I would suspect you tell them what show or event or thing you're trying to get that one might stand in line for. And so there is that category. I got a good chuckle out of that.
Yeah.
Because waiting in line was half the fun when I was a kid. That's how and I liked it so much better than Ticketmaster.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's throwing a fit about Ticketmaster over here. I don't know if it's a
because at least if you waited in line, by the time you got to the ticket window, you were going to get your tickets.
Yes. Yep.
You were going to walk away with that which you came for.
Yep.
Instead of buying it, giving them your credit card, and then finding out that the system has crashed, or they oversold, or they overbooked, and you've got several $100s worth of worthless emails.
Yep. Everybody's throwing a fit about that lately. We haven't gone to many concerts around here, so There are concerts. I just don't go.
Well, it's so hard because these bots go in and just gobble up all the tickets, and us mere mortals can't even go to a ticket office and buy a ticket.
Nope. Wait in line. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we're way off topic and
We
into
are.
a rabbit
We
hole.
started with food and then we went zombiance and waiting in line. So
Ambiance. I'm gonna put that on a mug.
I wrote it down.
Thank you.
I'll be using it again somehow.
So good to be. Well, being Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
and this is the piece de resistance of our getting ready for Thanksgiving, manifesting through gratitude, healing sesh for November 2022. Drum roll, please.
Yep.
Because we are about to do the exercise we did 2 weeks ago, where we did the healing the relationships, right? We did the healing bubbles. And specifically in that one, we healed relationships with our extended family. The cousins we only see once a year. You know, grandma, grandpa, things like that, niece and nephews, whatnot. Today, we are going to heal the relationships with our close family, our intimate family, husbands, wives, kids, you know, just 1 degree of separation. And those relationships can get really tasked.
I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
During the holidays, obligation energy, you know, picking at old wounds energy, competition energy, you know, just all of the things that families can fight about. You add a, what do we call it when you're, oh, you said food coma. When you have a food coma and a little alcohol.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I'll
know,
just go to sleep. But you're right. Or you get hangry.
Oh, yes. Nobody
Pre-food coma.
Oh. We are, as a culture, wildly consumptive during Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Like, I was thinking about that. Why?
Exactly what I was going to say.
I mean, it's almost like Romans. We're going to sit around and eat to the point of barfing. Right. And like, why? When did it get from being thankful for what we have and enjoying time to
gorging ourselves?
What was that show, Man versus Food, where they had, if you can eat this 72-ounce steak, you know, you put your picture on a wall and the dinner for free. But why do we celebrate, you know, just eating more than we need?
Yeah.
What? It's just, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either, but the eating and, like you said, just I hate to say the normal holiday stressors, but the normal holiday stressors. And your immediate family, they're the ones that bear the brunt of it.
Well, you know, especially like our kids or our spouse, those are the people that we feel safe with. So we can be the biggest dick to them. And we know that they're not going to leave us. Right. So we can share our unvarnished truth.
Right.
And let's do it a little more grace this year.
Yes.
Grace this year. And I was just thinking of the gluttony, and I was really thinking about that this week. I was like, why do we do that? Why can't, I mean, you could still have the meal and you can still have
Right.
all the things, but when did it get to eating portions bigger than a plate, you know?
See, I know at our, I don't know how it became that, but I know at some of our get-togethers, there are so many sides
Mhm.
and so many, I don't know, different types of bread and so many desserts that it's like, oh, you want a little bit of everything. And yeah, you just go way overboard. When on a normal night, right, you've got maybe meat, a vegetable, and
Right.
stuff. I don't know. Yeah, the plate
Yeah.
overflows. Even if it's just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, it's a little bit of 15 things.
Well, the French are famously known for having, you know, gazillion course meals, and yet they're thin. You know, I did a seminar with the woman who wrote the book, Eat Like a French Woman, or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that. It was really big in the early 2000s.
Mhm.
Maybe if we took that, we'll loop around to that for our
Yep.
virtual gastric band
Yep.
in December. So, which we're starting before January because we like you.
Head start. Yes, head start. Man, and December is next week. Next week? Yeah. Look, I'm questioning myself.
It is.
It really
Well,
is.
it's like, ooh, calendar review. Um,
Yeah.
um, if somebody's gonna push your buttons or get under your skin,
Mhm.
who's it gonna be?
Um, I hate being rushed.
Mhm.
Hate being rushed. So I
Like, are you chronically tardy and you
I
don't
was
want to
just
be
about to
rushed?
say,
Or
so
are you just, you're gonna be on time,
a
but
little bit of both, but I'll cut it close. A little bit of
oh,
both. Whereas, for example, when we do, I don't know, birthday parties or even like Thanksgiving, like my mom will basically say 12 o'clock, food will be warm, come whenever.
mhm,
Now, I will say that if food's going to be warm at 12 o'clock and I'm bringing a dish, I need to be there before 12 o'clock so that my dish is ready at 12 o'clock. But
makes
I
sense.
also know if I'm there at 12:15,
Mhm.
it's all good.
That's within the margin of error, I
Right,
would
right.
say.
I don't stress too. It depends on the occasion.
Okay, but you didn't say who is rushing you.
I was gonna say, but Dave is always on time or early.
Oh, I like him more and more.
Yes. Now, Laura doesn't have really a concept of this yet, so she
Yeah.
can't, it's us rushing her. And then I get the same comment that I love it. She's like, don't rush me. We don't need to rush. And then I find myself going, but we do need to rush because
Mhm.
we're running late.
Mhm. She is a cute little like second grade teacher in
Oh,
that
yes.
moment.
Yes. So Dave will keep us on track.
Mhm.
And it's funny because not in the moment, I know he's just keeping us on track,
Mhm.
but in the moment, I'm like, I know. He'll say, okay, well, we got to be out the door in 5 minutes. I'll be like, I know. Don't rush me. I hate being rushed. And then I'm all of a sudden like,
Okay, so we'll be, you know what bubble will be healing for you.
yeah, it's the rushing thing. And that's totally, I could give myself some more time and then I
Uh-huh.
wouldn't feel rushed at all.
Well, and I hope my daughter listens to this. It was the weirdest thing. She was prepping for something. And I said, well, if you go to my YouTube channel, it's in one of my earlier videos. You can just follow along.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So because we got terse with each other for a moment because we were driving around and she's not a better driver, but she knows how to follow directions better than I do. Me, it's a little more, okay, do I turn right there? Okay, is that the right exit?
Yes.
And so she said, well, you don't have to talk to me in that kind of way. And from my consciousness, I wasn't talking to her in any kind of way. I was just being, I believed I was being neutral and just stating facts, and I wasn't throwing barbs. Genuinely. It was just like,
yeah,
this is the world as I see it. But she felt triggered.
Yes.
By something I said. So we had to have several moments of silence, tension.
I was going to say awkward moments.
They don't get awkward with us anymore because, you know.
It is, yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to heal in addition to the relationships. For us personally, we're going to heal those receptor sites.
Yes, that's
for
I think
those buttons, right?
Yeah, no, and I think
if you don't have a button to push, it doesn't matter, you know, if somebody's poking at you, because there's nothing to push.
Yep. No, and that's exactly what it is. I think like Shanti said to you, don't talk to me like that. You didn't think it came out like that. It's the same thing. When Dave's like, okay, 5 minutes, I'm like, don't rush me. And he's not. No. He's just trying to tell me like where we're at. We got to go.
He's just being
to me, I'm like, I'm getting rushed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm going to start getting all defensive.
And one more reference, the movie What the Bleep that came out in the early 2000s. It has Marlee Matlin in it, and it's a bunch of people talking about spiritual stuff, and you know, it even made it weirdly into major theaters. And so it's around, you can find it on Amazon. But anyway, so the concept of receptor sites, there is a scene in the movie where someone has done these graphics of what happens when you get triggered or somebody pushes your buttons. So if anyone is looking for that visual, it's not exactly specifically what I'm going to say in the meditation, but it's pretty close, and it's pretty cool, and it's a good movie.
I'm gonna have to look for it now.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an eye-opener, and there's one of the guys is a chiropractor, and it's so spiritual and everything, and I was like, I want to be on your team.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to look for it now.
Yeah,
is it a
Senso or Defenso or something?
Okay,
he's got a lot of YouTube videos, and I don't think he adjusts spines anymore, I would guess, but maybe he does. I've never met the guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look for it. Is it a like a documentary kind of thing?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'll try to find it this weekend. I'm gonna take a little extra time and not do some work.
There is narration in it, but there's also people acting out scenes.
Okay.
I don't know. I need to watch it again too. That would be good homework. Anywho, so we're going to heal those receptor sites. We're going to heal the relationship between ourselves and our significance, you know, our immediate family, as we say. And this can be DNA, immediate family, or your chosen family. You know who they are, your tribe. And we're going to heal that relationship. So at least on your side, you can have a safe, friendly, happy, maybe not gluttonous Thanksgiving where you actually enjoy the day, and maybe your team wins in football. So we're going to jump into that. Anything else before we?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just a lot of, like you said, receptor sites, and just we just know that going into the holiday season it doesn't have to be this way. So I don't know, kind of rethinking how we approach the day.
Well, even people who say, I have everything already taken care of, you know, gifts bought, turkeys cooked, whatever. the level of stress is still out there. It's still a vibration.
Yes.
And we're all walking into that,
Oh,
whether
yes.
you're cooking a bird or, having a Friendsgiving. This tool, this healing we're about to jump into will help guard you against
Great.
some of that tension.
Yes.
And if it gets in, you have the tools to woosah,
Yes.
process it out. And so it's basically psychic school for relationships. Would you please start us out with, I think, belly breathing, since we've been talking about eating?
You were just talking and I went, and filled my belly up.
If we did that before every bite or before every course, could you imagine?
Oh my gosh. I would realize I'm full way sooner.
Thank you. And sometimes genuinely a bite is enough.
Yeah.
I watched someone when I was first practicing, and I was aghast and proud of her at the same time. She ordered a dessert I think we were at Applebee's,
Mhm.
and it's like an $8 dessert. And this is, in the early 90s.
Oh yeah.
And she has a couple of bites of it and then pushes it away. And I was like, you're giving away an $8 dessert? She goes, I just needed a couple of bites.
That's so
I
good.
love you so much.
Yep.
And you don't even want to take it home?
I was just gonna say I would have boxed it up, taken it home, and then ate it when I got home.
Yep. She says,
And
no,
then
don't need the temptation.
Yeah, and then
I
felt bad
was-
about it, or like you said, full stomach, like, ugh,
Yeah.
why'd I do that?
So sometimes a bite is all we need.
Ah,
So would you start us off with some belly breathing, and we'll climb out of the
Yes.
rabbit holes that we keep diving
I
into?
know. It's one of those weeks every week. Every week's one of those weeks. All right. How about
I'm going to
nice
close my
deep
eyes and
belly
get here.
breathing? Yes. I'm gonna get myself all comfy. I got a kitty cat snore purring next to me. He's settled in and ready. All right. We're gonna do some deep belly breathing. I like to go in my nose, all the way down into my belly, and feel my belly expand, and then out my mouth. So let's do this 5 times. So in, fill up, out. And 2, in, out. In, one last deep breath in and out.
Perfect. Now that everyone is in their seat, you're not driving, you're not operating heavy equipment, heavy machinery, safety first. Find yourself a comfortable chair, feet flat on the floor, palms in your lap, eyes closed. Be a point of light in the center of your head and behind your eyes, as if you're looking at the world from behind your closed eyes. And this is going to be your secret weapon, your secret tool for all things holiday stress. Stay in the center of your head where you can be neutral to whatever is around you. We use these tools for a reason. This is one of the best. Be a point of light in the center of your head, behind your closed eyes. This is your sixth chakra. This is your center, your knowingness, your intellect. This is where you can see as if seeing with your third eye, with your eyes closed. Take a moment and refresh the center of your head. Bring it into present time. If you want it to look differently, it's your center of head. Do what you want. If you have guests or visitors, kick them out. And admire yourself for being able to be neutral. Able to find, harness, and utilize your third chakra. Sorry, your sixth chakra. We'll get to the third in a minute. From the center of your head, look around your bubble. This is your aura, your energy field, your personal space. Take a look around and reinforce your bubble. What color is your bubble today? Any color but black or white. Those colors, those tints, for the art teachers out there, tend to invite unconsciousness. Therefore, if you want to use one of those tints, one of those hues, I invite you to put some glitter on it or make it a shade of that's close to black or white. A nice charcoal, a lovely eggshell. What color is your bubble today? And set your bubble and look around from the center of your head and see that color in all directions. Make sure you've painted the bubble over your head, either side, front. Make sure the back has that same color, and under your feet. And then create a grounding cord. If you're already grounded, go ahead and drop that one and make a fresh one. An imaginary connection from the base of your spine, your hips. Your grounding cord essentially begins at the first chakra. And that helps ground your physical body. Grounding your physical body makes having this human experience so much easier because you are grounded. You're tethered. As you sit here in the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, go ahead and refresh your bubble and grounding cord. Stay in the center of your head and maybe drop a bowling ball down your grounding cord. Make sure there are no obstructions, or give it a nice clean out. And any energies that you are already ready to let go of, simply let them fall down your grounding cord, all the way down to the center of the earth. And the center of the earth is neutral. Imagine a beach or pasture. something that your grounding cord can ground into. From the center of your head, grounded in your bubble. Create 3 bubbles on the outside of your bubble, about the size of a basketball, maybe a beach ball, something manageable. Have those balls on the outside of your bubble and not touching your bubble. Put them far enough away that you can see them, manipulate them, but they're not touching your aura. And give each of those bubbles its own grounding cord. On one end, intend that that bubble represents you, yourself, your person. And in the other end, the opposite of the 3 bubbles, intend that that bubble represents your immediate family. If you wish to do this exercise with one individual, feel free. If you want to do this exercise representing all of your immediate family. And again, this is wives or spouses, our children, our first cousins. No, first cousins would be once removed. Immediate family. And have that bubble as full of your immediate family or sparse as what makes sense for you. And the center bubble will represent the energy, the concept of the relationship between you and your immediate family. Your mom, your dad, your wife, your kids. Be in the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, and look at those 3 bubbles. Just look at them hanging out there, you on one end, your immediate family on the other, and the relationship that you have with those individuals or that individual is in the center. And first off, just notice what you notice when you see those bubbles. What do you see? Do they all seem calm? Is there movement? Is there different colors? Is one bigger? Is one getting smaller? What do you see when you look at those 3 bubbles? Kaylin, from the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, you've thrown up your 3 bubbles. What are you noticing?
My bubbles are calm. They're just kind of gently hovering or floating. They're just
Great.
let me take inventory.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And what you see is what you see. No wrong answers. And there may be no change. All is correct. First off, in the first bubble that represents you, the listener, you, the one doing this healing, actively creating change in your space. Consciously or otherwise, we all have triggers. We all have buttons that people can push. Take a look at the image that represents you in your first bubble And from the center of your head, with your eyes closed, take a look and see if you see any buttons, any receptor sites that might look like the lock part of a key, lock and key. First impression. Kaylin, when you look for buttons in your space, in your physical body, do you see any? And if so, how many and where?
I see one for sure, and it is right on my shoulder, just right behind me. I just imagine that being nudged. It's right on my shoulder in the back of me.
Perfect. And that's exactly right. Whatever you see is what you see. That is your reality. And we're going to heal that. For the listeners, you might see no buttons. You might be covered in buttons. All answers are correct. From the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, and keeping the bubble that represents you on the outside of your bubble, not touching your bubble. Just look at your button or buttons. Just notice what you notice. Is there movement? Is there change? Do you see more? Do you see fewer? Spin that image of you around. Take a look at all sides. Do you see any more buttons? And when you're ready, intend that any of those triggers, any of those buttons that you're ready to let go of or diminish. Maybe you're not ready to let go of it entirely, but if you could reduce the size or strength of that button by 10%, I believe you'd notice a huge difference in your space. If you have buttons that you are ready to shed, imagine that they just pop off that image of you and settle in the bottom of your bubble. And if your buttons are automatically falling down your grounding cord, that's great. If you have to set a trap door and trigger it, do that. Or if you want to push a button or lever and flush them down, you can do that too. When you decide to heal some of those triggers, some of those tender spots where if you get poked, it's going to hurt, or you're going to react, or you're going to feel some kind of way. You have the divine right to let it go, to heal it, to no longer have that button that that person can push. Or at the very least, you've reduced the size, strength, embeddedness by at least 10%, dialing it back. And some of you who are generally even keeled, pretty calm, pretty chill in your space, you might find that you have more buttons than you thought. Conscious or otherwise. When you take a look like this from a place of safety, this is leaning in to some of your darkness and giving it a healing. And as you notice, we've done nothing with the relationship space or the connection to our immediate family. We're giving ourselves a healing first. And let your light shine. When you're ready, whether you've reduced the trigger or removed it completely, send that image of yourself a little psychic salve, a little ointment. Heal the space that trigger came from. Smooth it over. Give it some love. That's exactly right. If we do nothing more than simply relieve ourselves of some of our triggers or diminish some of our triggers, our Thanksgiving is going to be remarkably different.
Sure.
So when you looked at your button, were you able to release it completely, Kaylin, or did you reduce it?
So my button to begin with was maybe palm sized and bright red. Just
Wow.
shiny red. And I didn't get rid of it completely
Mhm.
because I'm sure this is going to take a few times.
Layers.
But yes, but it is smaller and it's more dull, like a maroon, like a matte kind of color. So it doesn't stand out as much.
There you go. There you go. That's a great visual too.
Yeah, yeah.
Listeners, you might have a different experience. Whatever you see is what you see. I invite you to draw your attention from the center of your head to the middle bubble, the bubble that represents your relationship or relationships with your immediate family. And you might notice that having changed your space, the relationship bubble, that space has changed as well. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. Simply by changing your space, you're already affecting the relationship you have with your immediate family. With that being said, the next step, I invite you to look in your space for any energy, stories, pictures, troubles, even joys that you are holding for your immediate family? Are you holding someone's grief? Are you holding someone's anger? Are you allowing them to process through you, consciously or otherwise? As you look in your space, stay in the center of your head and see in your physical body and in your bubble how much of your immediate family's energy you're holding in your space and where you're holding it. Maybe it's on the outside of your bubble. I'm sorry, maybe it's on the outside of your body, inside your bubble. Or maybe you're holding it in your physical body. Whatever you see is what you see. So, Kaylin, your immediate family, how much energy of your peeps are you holding?
For me, that changes all the time because I am very sensitive to that.
Mhm.
But right now, good.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is good right now.
Yeah. These are these clean outs really help.
Yeah, I mean, everything is really good. And I usually am, somebody looks like they're having a bad day. I'm having a bad day,
Right.
but right now it's all good.
Good for you.
Mhm.
We call that being an out of control healer,
Oh,
where you just want to heal people so bad that you'll take on their energy. And you may not even be conscious of it. You'll
yeah,
just know that they're not feeling well, and then you start not feeling well.
right.
Yeah. And families tend to do this a lot. We have family shame, we have family grief, we have family stories that we hold for one another. With that being said, the energy of your immediate family that you're holding in your space, a little or a lot, imagine you have a tray or a bowl and put that energy in this tray or this bowl or any container that makes sense to you. Perhaps the energy looks like colored eggs. Perhaps it just looks like globs of color or globs of energy. Whatever you see is whatever you see. If you identify it as not your energy, go ahead and put it in that bowl or put it in that tray. And look around your entire bubble and your entire body. Make sure you check the back because that shit likes to hide.
Mhm.
Our family members that tend to be less conscious are really eager for us to hold their pictures, hold their pain, hold their struggles.
Mhm.
And typically it does not really heal them, and it just clutters up our space. So when you have that container or that tray full of your immediate family's energy that you've been carrying, go ahead and push it into the relationship bubble and then push it back through into their bubble, the bubble that represents your immediate family. Just give them their energy back. Just take it from your bubble, slide it through the relationship bubble, and drop it off in their bubble. We're using our active imagination to move energy. And when you've sent all of their energy back to them, From the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, being neutral, take a look at how much of your energy they are carrying. Are you trying to ground through your spouse or your kid or your mom or your dad? Are you asking them to hold your pictures, hold your pain? Or did you just forget to pick up after yourself and you just left some of your energy after your last phone call? All stories are fine. You might see in your immediate family bubble a little bit of your energy. You might see that you're asking your family to do quite a bit. You are strong now, so you can hold your own energy. Same rules apply. Invite your immediate family to take out any of your energy that they're ready to let go of and you're ready to have back. And put it into a container or onto a tray. Let it fill up as much or as little as you see. And then have your immediate family push that energy into the relationship bubble, push it out the other side and into the bubble that represents you. But before it gets into your bubble, imagine a gold filter. So all of that energy that you're calling back gets purified, gets healed before you get it back. And just by doing that, notice how your space has shifted. Notice how your physical body feels different. A lot of folks say that they feel a little bit lighter when they've gotten rid of someone else's energy. Some feel more hopeful. Some are more focused, more on task. Those are some of the benefits of having all of your energy back where it belongs. As you sit here looking at those three bubbles, what do you notice now? What has changed? What is different? From the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, looking at these three bubbles, admire the work that you've just done. Give yourself some grace for being willing to heal these relationships. And in the next moment, in the bubble that represents the relationship that you have with your immediate family, in that bubble, put any positive qualities. What are the energies that you want to experience in your relationship? Do you want healthy communication? Do you want trust? Do you want love? Do you want respect? Do you want grace? If we treat one another with grace, we say grace at the dinner table many times, but sometimes we don't do grace. We don't extend grace. Continue to put in whatever positive quality you want more of in your relationship space with your immediate family. So what are some of the positive qualities that you put in your relationship space with your immediate family?
The first one you listed, healthy
Mhm.
communication, definitely one, especially going into the holidays. I feel like if I can communicate a little bit better.
Fun fact, you can do this exercise, and in the middle bubble, you can have that represent communication between you and someone else. And you can
Yeah.
clean that out. You can heal it. You can swap energies.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can give it its own healing. Maybe we'll do that in 2023.
Yeah, I like that. That's kind of how I see that bubble.
Mhm. And any other positive qualities. And then take some gold energy and fill that bubble with luscious gold energy. Allow it to purify those energies, those concepts. And know that you can change this or update it or add or subtract whenever you want. Just listen to the podcast again or listen to the meditation again. And as you sit here looking at the fantastic work that you've just done, date stamp your relationship. Bring it into present time. Whatever the day and date is that you're listening to this, put it on your relationship bubble with your immediate family. Unless there's something to heal from the past that you're willing and ready to heal, there's no sense in rehashing. You can let that go. So as you date stamp, you're holding the relationship space in this moment. And when you're ready, make a clone of that relationship bubble, that healing, and push that relationship bubble and all of that healing into your bubble and into the bubble that represents your immediate family. So they can have this healing. They can have this improved communication, this grace, this ease, this love, this mutual understanding, this, I don't agree with you, but I love you. And whatever other positive quality. Give one bubble to your family, give the other bubble to yourself. Draw into your space all of those things that you want to experience with your immediate family. Be the change you want to see in your relationships. And when you're ready, take the remaining bubbles, one that represents you and one that represents your immediate family, and let them float up in the sky. And let them pop and become fairy dust. You'll call yours back, give it a healing, and so will your family to the degree that they can. And know that you've given yourself and your family this huge gift in preparation for Thanksgiving this year. When you're ready, open your eyes, stretch, take a deep breath, come back to the room. How you doing?
Good. Good. My bubbles made an audible little pop. It's like fairy dust. Like that's exactly what it is. Like I can see it just little
That's great.
pops.
And we could use this tool for any relationship, any situation that we're about to go into. Maybe you're in contract negotiations and you want to have that clear communication and that mutual respect. We'll do that in the relationship bubble with the contract you're about to sign.
Oh, I love it. I saw that little bubble is
Mhm.
literally, like you said, the little filter and it's
Yeah.
yeah.
And you're updating the energy of those relationships.
Mm-hmm.
We do it on our phones, we do it on our computers. Why not do it for the stuff that really
Right.
that really
Important
matters?
stuff.
Mhm.
Ah, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, next week, guys. I'm Kaylin.
I'm Dr. Cynthia. This is Intuitive Hypnotherapy Podcast. Like and subscribe, share with your friends. Thank
Happy
you.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye, guys.
Bye.